This week on Meet the Farmer TV, Feast.
Meet the Farmer TV is made possible by Planet Earth Diversified, Melly Productions, and Leslie P. Jenkins Photography and Graphic Design. Culpeper's Channel 21, helping to preserve the agricultural history of Virginia, and Flavor Magazine, serving the Piedmont's local food and wine culture.
Today on Meet the Farmer TV, Feast, a local food store, gourmet deli, and a cafe. Eat local, shop local, support local. Let's find out what's going on inside Feast here in Charlottesville, Virginia. Well, here we are at Feast with Kate, her husband Eric, and it looks like we've got a tasting table here. Tell us what's happening.
Well, this is one of our focus tastings this week. This is locally grown heirloom tomatoes and specialty salts. So we have a selection of tomatoes from lots of different local farms, from beautiful heirloom sun golds to brandy wines, to tiger stripes, and we have put them out so people can taste the difference in local produce. And we've sprinkled a little of our specialty salts, which we think is one of the best condiments that we have lately.
Now, Eric, Kate's gotten involved in the local food hub, so you've kind of taken over some of the purchasing and running here at Feast. So I know Kate got started as like artisanal cheese in California, right? And this was supposed to be just a simple little cheese shop, and now you're like a deli, this gourmet food store. Tell me how this all happened.
Well, we started small here with the cheese counter, doing sandwiches and cheese primarily, and as we saw the success of it and the interest in it, we decided to expand, bring a cafe in, start doing produce, and lots of dry foods and wines and things like that, and the community's been very receptive.
I understand you guys met here while you were building the whole facility.
Yep, that's about right. Right around that time.
Right.
Yep.
So this is a whole local partnership and a local business, and we're supporting local food.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Now, do you do this tasting once a month, or how often do you have these sort of?
Tasting is really our fundamental way of educating our customers. So we, it's not just produce. I mean, every day we have a cheese of the day, as well as featuring other items throughout the store, and that's we figure that that's the best way to promote our products and to educate people, to put it in their mouths and give them a taste of it.
Was this like it was some kind of auto building or something? What was this?
Yeah.
It was like these Quonset hut things here.
Right. I believe it started as a Lincoln Mercury dealership in the 50s, and these were the bays where cars would be worked on, and this was the showroom up here in front, and they converted it into a food market.
So here in the new economy, where there's no more Lincoln Mercury showrooms, we now have gourmet local food. Well, give us a tour, Eric.
Excellent. So here we have set up here is sort of our area for some sweet and bubbly wines, and we've tried to feature as much as possible products connected to Virginia or made in Virginia. So, for instance, our line of champagnes is this is a champagne from France, but it's blended by a person who lives in Charlottesville named Claude Thibault, and he also makes this champagne from France. He's of course from France. Now once he came here, he started making Virginia sparkling wine. So it's made with Chardonnay grapes, and can't be called champagne, of course, but it is made just as champagne is made by a champagne maker. We also have ciders from Virginia and Foggy Ridge in Southwest Virginia.
So champagne can only be called champagne if it's grown in the Champagne region.
That's exactly right.
So otherwise it's a brut.
Exactly. Yep. So this is a brut Chardonnay, and we don't actually sell any other champagne, so we've chosen to focus on products that have a connection to Virginia whenever possible. And here we have a line of nuts and dried fruits and candies that we have sourced from largely from Virginia, but from around the country as well, and we sort of find the things that we think are the best. and buy them in large quantity, put them in bags, and put our label on them, and call them feast products.
So now you and Kate just eat things all day long and decide what's good enough to be in the store.
That's right. It's a tough job.
Our staff does it too. We've gotten down to the staff fills out a checklist and rates things from 1 to 10, and if things score high enough, then the staff wants to sell them, they come in.
Yep.
And our customers bring us a lot of new things too, which we discover through them.
Here is our red and white wine selection. The top shelf is entirely made in Virginia wines. So we have 4 or 5 reds, 4 or 5 whites, a couple of rosés, and we again go through that selection and find things that we think are standouts and bring them to feast. We don't have the selection that an explicitly wine store would have, where they would have hundreds of labels, but we choose the ones that we think are the best and represent Virginia's winemaking the best. Other wines as well from around the world, primarily brought in to reflect our cheese selection and to pair well with those. So, if we have a Spanish cheese, we like to get a Spanish wine from the same region and highlight that. And that's also been, people respond well to that and appreciate it. That's really what the customer gets here, is that when they come in, they can ask a question to any of our staff members, and they'll have an answer because they've tasted it themselves. They know what it's about, and we've tried to educate our staff and our customers about it.
So this is a real difference from some of the big box stores where you walk in and they don't even know
where the restroom is.
Right, yeah. Well, they know where that is. The break room and the restroom and the parking lot.
Clear.
You got that. Probably the time clock.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but as far as the product they're standing next to, you ask a question, they read the label in front of you.
Right, exactly.
Yes. So you guys do a lot of work with your staff then to have them really knowledgeable about the product.
Yep, we do.
Now, Kate, you were in California specifically for cheeses, right? Mm-hmm. Tell us about what that was about.
Well, worked at a distributor that brought in a lot. Well, they brought in Spanish, Italian, and French cheeses, but also focused on small artisanal production California cheeses. And California, of course, was a little bit ahead of us on the local food movement, and it was an exciting time in the mid-90s. Where one of my clients was Chez Panisse and all of the fancy restaurants in San Francisco, so was able to learn a lot from those chefs and also discover a lot of new products. Mm-hmm.
So you were really learning not so much cheese making, but the marketing and the quality of cheese presentation. So really just fitting right in for what you're doing now.
Exactly. Took a lot of notes from people in California, across the country, and in France and Spain and Italy of the things that I thought were the neatest that small stores and restaurants were doing, and kind of tried to put all of those things together at Feast. Also realizing that Eric and I were going to spend a lot of our lifetime here. We wanted to make it a nice, homey place, and we've also been really fortunate for the staffing, that there's a lot of smart, inspired young people in our community that have come to work with us over the last 8 years, and they've all added a lot to the store.
All right, so tell us about some of these cheeses. I see we've got farm names here, and
we do. As the years have passed and more Virginia cheesemakers have come on board, we've brought their cheeses here to sell to the public. So we have a pretty good sized section of cheeses from Virginia, as well as from around the world, and we sort of organize things by milk or by texture. Again, often trying to pair them with other things that we sell in the store, and that's been very exciting. And we, I think in general, are headed more and more towards, if not certainly Virginia cheeses, as well as domestic cheeses in general. So our imported items are decreasing in number, and our domestic artisanal or small production cheeses are increasing. And you just see, every day there are more people going into cheese making, or and they sort of will look around in their own ways and hear of us and send us things to try and see what we think, and ideally carry them and sell them. So we have things from Connecticut and New York State and California and Wisconsin and Iowa and all kinds of places in the U.S. as well, and that's you know, that wasn't quite as common 8 years ago when we began. So it's been exciting to, you know, have that in our back pocket as well, because people respond well. I'm from Wisconsin, or, you know, oh wow, I think I've had that one before. So, you know, you get a little bit of that with Europe as well, but it's more fun, I think, when people have a connection to their own home, or you know, relatives may live there, or when they go visit, they want to say, hey, I've had a cheese, have you tried it? So,
yeah, I see we've got some of the Buy Fresh, Buy Local campaign stickers.
That's right.
Are these participants in that program?
Well, they sort of denote some of the local cheeses that we have. So, you know, we sponsor that publication, and so as a result, like to feature those things especially, you know, with that sticker. So all of these cheeses here are made in Virginia. So if someone were to come in and say, I'm looking for some local cheese, you know, that shows them that's the deal.
Now you do tastings of the cheese also,
Sure.
Pairings with wine and other foods?
Yeah, I mean, we do that, you know, sort of passively here. In other words, there's a cheese of the day every day, but if you, as a customer, would come here and say, hey, what's this one taste like? You're welcome to taste any cheese. We have these gentlemen here who will answer questions, give you tastes, suggest other items, be it a wine or you know, some produce or a jam or jelly or any kind of, you know, savory sauce or dried nuts and fruits, and just, you know, give you an idea to walk away with, and that's been, you know, people respond very well. I mean, we have people who come every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to try another cheese.
Exactly.
And now you also make these into sandwiches. So this is sort of a holistic effort of bringing in the product, any extra or waste or material that might not be pretty to go in a little package can go in a sandwich.
That's right.
And so I could taste the cheese and taste some wine and fruit and have you make a sandwich with it too.
That's exactly right. And not only can we use things that, you know, are maybe towards you know, a smaller piece that's left, but we can also feature things. So in other words, boy, I had that cheese on a sandwich, I want to take some home, and they can come over here. And so it all, you know, I think it is holistic, and it does make sense to the customer, and it makes sense for us as well internally. So
now, do you do catering as well?
we do. I mean, catering insofar as cheese boards and appetizer type items and lunch. So we don't do sit-down catering, you know, fully cooked dinners or anything like that. But if you were to have a party and you wanted to have a beautiful cheese board, we got you covered. If you were having a lunch meeting, that's our specialty.
So if we're having a meeting, a Meet the Farmer meeting with our numerous staff, and we wanted to focus on local product, we could hire you as a luncheon caterer, and you really got your fingers on the pulse of the local produce market.
Especially fun now when there's so much fresh local produce that's ripe. So, you know, you could have an all tomato sandwich lunch and you'd be laughing.
Yeah, we got lots of tomatoes now. Right?
yeah, you might say that.
Right. So show us the deli. One of the things Kate said a couple of times to me was it's sliced right. What does that mean?
Right. Well, we have, as you can see, a big line of salamis and cured hams, cheeses, and sort of deli lunch meats. A couple of slicers back there and a couple of expert slicers who use them. When you come here and ask for prosciutto, I in fact noticed before we opened the store that it was difficult to get it the way it should be sliced. And so that's something we really take pride in.
So me with my pocket knife whittling off chunks, that's...
For you, that's perfect, I think. But if you wanted it another way, we like to think we have it down perfectly, which is to say, you know, a nice, thin, consistent slice, as many as you want, trimmed right. When you take it home, you open it up, it's exactly as it should be. These are, you know, prosciutto is a premium product. There's no reason to eat it not you know, presented perfectly, and so that's sort of our philosophy. And you know, this has been an exciting area too, because you know, when we first opened the doors here, we were this big, and we had a couple of these items up in the corner of the cheese case. And as you can see, we've you know, developed that significantly. On top of that, we've seen a lot of domestic and even Virginia producers of cured meats come into the market, and that's really, really cool. You know, people respond positively to that, and they also tend to be of very high quality, sort of more handmade or artisan-made items. So we have a Virginia prosciutto, if you will, that, you know, coupled with the sort of traditional Virginia ham. We have Virginia salamis, and we have other stuff from California and Washington, which are very wonderful products made by small producers. So it's just been really fun to bring those things in. We even have, there's a salami maker in Utah. It started in Utah. They've actually moved now to Oregon, but sort of a unusual location for a salami maker, to my way of thinking, but it's fantastic. So bacons, bacon. We have bacon from Connecticut, Wisconsin, and Virginia. And then we have, of course, imported products from Spain and Italy and France, and a line of our favorite turkey and chicken and roast beef that comes from Brooklyn. So it runs the gamut a little bit, but there's a trend here where everything is kind of coming closer in radius to what we call ground zero. So it's been great.
So really, you've got lots of information here about the foods. It's almost like, it's more like a library of food than a deli.
Right.
So you could come in, and you could come every day and try something new and see something different and actually learn something from the staff as well as from the printed material.
Well, I think that's the first step towards people, caring about the food system, is to have some information and some knowledge about it. And you grow that knowledge, and then you grow your concern, and you start to make decisions with your pocketbook that support the things that you like and the things that you think make sense. And so far people are doing that.
So for the two of you, this is a real personal mission.
It is.
That you're connected to that quality, connected
Absolutely.
to the local community, and willing to work the long hours. And you guys have a cot around the corner. And you're here all the time, right?
Yeah, it's broken down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yes, it takes a lot of time, but it's fun, and at the end of the day, you get really positive response from customers who recognize what you're doing, who care about it, and almost the same way we do, and their happiness and satisfaction is a just reward. So it's fun.
All right, well, let's walk through. It looks like we've got some other ready-to-eat foods here. An olive bar.
An olive bar. So we've got about 7 or 8 kinds of olives, some other delicious cocktail onions and artichokes, and again, sort of in the theme of the appetizer. We sell a lot of that, and it's self-service. We encourage people to taste. Don't buy it if you don't like it, and that's, again, people are very responsive to that. Another sampling area here where these are some items that we make in our kitchen. Family recipe pimento cheese, which is hard to keep on the shelves. It walks its way out of here. A couple of other little salads and dips and sauces, and we give people a taste. And again, that's our most effective advertising, because if I say so, it's delicious.
So these are products that you're making in your facility here.
That's right.
Packaging them for sale.
Yep. We put our label on them, and when we put our label on them, that means, as far as we're concerned, they're right and they're delicious, and we hope you enjoy them.
Now, do you distribute these somewhere else,
Nope.
or can you go online and buy them on eBay, or is it you've got to come to Feast?
Next week we'll have not at this moment. They are available here only, so you got to come in and check it out.
Well, this is really a nice homey environment. A lot of times you find sampling has got somebody with a hairnet and rubber gloves and is kind of pushing stuff on you.
Right.
And here you can actually just at your leisure look at stuff and and taste and choose what you like.
Yep. And it's this is what we call our produce boat. It's not a boat, but it looks like one. We have this is, I was just remarking at the moment, obviously in winter in Virginia it's a little bit more difficult to have such a bounty, but at the moment the only fruit or vegetable on here that is not from the surrounding area is lemons and limes. And these are, we call them grab and goes, so it's ready to eat.
Don't have to wait in line, just come and do it.
Just do it. But with the produce, we just encourage people to buy the tree ripened food, take it home and enjoy it. We don't put it in a pie for you. If you want to put it in a pie, we encourage you to make the pie, but we don't sell all that. So we think of ourselves as more selling the raw materials, in this regard.
So we have some dairy and eggs as well.
Yep. Yeah, again, some salad dressings, and sort of a prepared items there. And then yeah, we do yogurts, a dairy which we're very fond of. It's actually in Delaware, so it's not in Virginia, but very close, family owned and operated. The heavy cream is worth coming in for. It's really remarkable. Handmade butter that we have been selling since we opened the door, and it's absolutely delicious. And then yeah, you know, some other dairy items: sour cream, creme fraiche, and mascarpone, and fresh mozzarella, local farm eggs, even some quail eggs at the moment.
So we actually have a made to order over here also?
Made to order sandwiches, soups, and salads, which are, Alex is seasonally inspired by the produce that we have in the store, and we'll make a soup and a special daily that utilizes great, fresh, ripe local produce. Also, we make sandwiches and salads. Lots of our salads use local mixed greens. We try and incorporate as many local ingredients as we can. You'll see our roasted polyface chicken salad we make as a salad or as a sandwich, one of our most popular items. Also the local sandwich, which is a Claremont goat cheese based vegetarian sandwich.
And you have seating inside and outside here.
Seating inside and outside. It's a casual cafe. You walk up, you order your lunch, you grab whatever else you need, drinks, chips, cookie, take your ticket out here to the waiting area. They'll call your name, you pick up your lunch, and you choose whether you want to eat inside or outside on the patio.
You can also get a glass of wine or a beer, and typically those things are local as well. We only sell beer made in Virginia, and we often feature local wines. So for those of you who like to have a glass of wine or beer with lunch, we encourage that.
And we also offer cheese plates, which are really popular in the afternoon. If you want to come by, get a glass of wine or a beer, sit outside on the patio, have some cheese, have some charcuterie. It's a really nice thing to do too.
Now, can you call an order in advance for pickup?
Yes. Yep. That often happens. Or more regular customers who know that it's going to be rocking in here, they'll call and be like, I'm going to be there in 15 minutes. Will you have my order ready?
Yeah,
and that works as well too.
Great.
We even get that at the cheese counter for people who come and buy you know, sliced things. They'll call ahead and then they're ready to go.
So that's really part of that community building, you know, bringing it back to the old time ways of you're the mercantile and people know you and you know your customers.
Absolutely. This is Nancy. Can you get my order ready? I mean, it happens all the time.
and you're probably doing that while you're ordering too. Oh, we need to get some more of this.
Oh,
yeah. You know, when John comes in, and if we don't have that cheese again.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, something special order that way.
We also do gift boxes so that people like that. Our regulars will call us up and say, I need to send a hostess gift to my friend. Can you put together something for $50 that incorporates cheeses and wine?
My
and
favorites.
Some of my favorite salt caramels. And we'll put together a box, which we put in a recycled, nice looking cardboard box, tie it up with a ribbon, put a little feast sticker on it, and send it out. And people say it's some of the most well-received gifts.
That's what's on eBay next week, right?
Yeah. We also have our Virginia Favorites program gift boxes, which includes a selection of about 10 all Virginia products that are shelf stable. And from making those gift boxes, we give 10% of the sales to PEC to continue the distribution and updating of the Buy Fresh, Buy Local guide. So I think we've given about $7,000 over the last 2 years from that Virginia Favorites program, and it's definitely added to the Buy Fresh, Buy Local happening.
Well, that's terrific. Now, do you have frozen foods also? Or?
We just started selling the Perfect Flavor ice cream, which is made in Waynesboro, and she makes everything there. I mean, she gets locally sources the cream and milk, and even all of the other ingredients in the ice cream she makes herself, and that's been great. They're absolutely delicious. It's ice cream like you've never tasted before.
So we also have some local candies?
Absolutely. We've got Hot Lips and Horseshoes from Maggie Castello at Hunt Country Farms in Fauquier County, Virginia, who happens to be my mom and my inspiration.
All right.
Yes. So this is our, little impulse decadence area before you get to the cash register.
Do farmers just bring stuff in anytime, or do you have scheduled deliveries? Or?
We place orders, and farmers let us know when they're coming in. It just so happens that David Shalloway from Seaville Candy Company is
David,
dropping
come on
off
over.
an order with us today.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So tell us what you're bringing in.
Well, today I made a rush delivery of my incomparable nonpareils.
Oh, yeah?
They've been selling very quickly, so I got an email from Dave late last night. I didn't check my mail kind of late, and he said y'all needed some more, so I got up very early this morning packing nonpareils, and now you got your shipment. So everybody come on in and get them. They're great.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
Now tell me, where are you located?
I'm located, it's a home-based business. I have an inspected kitchen. I'm out near Kent's store, so I'm out near the Science Crossroads. Again, I do it from home. I sell at the city market, Charleston City Market, and there's some other local, locations like that. Feast is my first wholesale account here, so they're selling my products.
Well, terrific. Well, thank you for making the delivery, and we'll let you get back to making some more. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Well, thank you so much for giving us this great tour of Feast here in Charlottesville. We're going to go out and check out some of these local farms, and we'll leave you two to have we finished up a little early, so you can have a little short break and have some lunch, and we'll go and try to get some real information on the individual growers and the different farms, and tie that in with this product that you've worked so hard to bring into this store here. So thank you again.
Thank you, Mike.
For the tour, and thank you for joining us for Meet the Farmer TV.
Let's have
for
some
lunch?
Ooh, can we resist this, or do we want a peach? Are we gonna have a cheese plate?
Yeah.
Let's have a cheese plate. I want a peach on my cheese plate. Will you get one of those Georgia Bells from Charlotte and
some
Vintage,
berries?
Virginia? I do want some berries. Those blackberries look so good. Let's get some. From Kreitzer in Nelson County, Virginia. These are from Mannequin Town down near Richmond. Oh, can I have one?
Sure.
To make sure it's okay. Perfect. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Can you believe they're going to make us have a forced romantic lunch?
I'm in.
I'm in. How long's it been, do you think?
Too long.
Cheers. Any more?
Is that good?
Not work. Food.
That is good.
Never felt so popular eating lunch.
Yeah. Oh, not just a pretty face anymore.
I know, and we actually get to eat it.
So next time you're downtown Charlottesville at the Main Street Market, stop in and see Feast for some local food and some good information about food in Central Virginia. So there you have it, Feast, where they're supporting local food and local farmers. Thank you for joining us for another Meet the Farmer TV. Eat local, support local. Today on Meet the Farmer.
I think you're doing great.
Meet the Farmer TV is made possible by Planet Earth Diversified, Melly Productions, and Leslie P. Jenkins Photography and Graphic Design. Culpeper's Channel 21, helping to preserve the agricultural history of Virginia, and Flavor Magazine, serving the Piedmont's local food and wine culture.